Aha! So hello. Well, today, there's Jimmy. Today I'd like to take a look at this, which is, it's a lovely spring morning, and I thought I'd get the old bikes out and do a bit of service on them. There are actually 11 bikes in this household over the years that I've known my ex-wife, and we've been huge fans of cycling, always. I have 2 electric bikes, and I have and 10 others, you know, 9 others that are just pedal driven. But this one is quite special. It's lovely, actually. It's one of the earliest bikes that I bought for my wife from Germany. We went to Görlitz. Gorzelec is on the border in Poland with Görlitz, which all used to be the same town when Germany owned this area before 1946, when the borders were all shifted. And I bought this thinking this was absolutely just an amazing bit of kit. This bike's probably 20 years old now, more in actual fact, because I don't think we bought it new. I think it was, no, we didn't. We bought it second hand, but it was pioneering as far as I was concerned, because it had front fork suspension, and originally had I think 7 gears. I can't remember, but I think it had 7 gears. But anyway, let's have a look at it. What there's Jimbo's neat. But it's called the Prophet, and it had this replacement SRAM 57, which seemingly no longer works. So it's a sort of a single gear bike now, which is a shame in a way. Made in Germany. And of course, being German, it had this wonderful lock that you can just, you know, you can just clasp it on. You can use that as a wheel lock. Yeah, to what extent people will just carry it off and then eventually hacksaw that away, I don't know. But yeah, it's a lady's bike, obviously. It has a dynamo at the back there. Or is it at the front? No, sorry, I'd tell a lie. It's at the front. That's the dynamo, light D series. And as you can see, the cables come from that here up to the front lamp, which is again was replaced with an LED light, so that's quite cool. And they also go through the frame to the backlight. So whoa, he fell over. What happened there? Sorry, wind. I have got a side stand. This bike's amazing because it's got a center stand, right? And it's also got a prop stand. So why it just fell over in the wind, I've no idea. That Skoda, by the way, is just a thing I stuck on there. It's not really made from Skoda. That's just a Skoda badge that I found in you know, lurking on the street sort of thing. It must have fallen off one of the cars. But it reminds me of the jokes in the old days. Nowadays Skoda are owned by Volkswagen and they're brilliant cars, but in the old days they were pretty pathetic kind of Czechoslovakian rubbish. And one of the jokes was, why does Skodas have heated rear windows? And it was the answer was so that you could keep your hands warm while you were pushing them to start them, you know. Oh well, no, but that's all changed. But no, sorry, this lock's really cool. Sorry Jimmy, I just kicked Jimmy in the chottle. Made in Germany, as you can see, and this lock, you just push it down and it clicks across the wheel. Obviously there's a key for it. That's my ex-wife's, where her uncle used to work in Bełchatów, which is a big mine in Poland, in central Poland. It's near a place called Piotrków Trybunalski, which isn't that far from Warszawa, from Warsaw, you know. Okay, well the back brake's not there because it was refitted with a pedal back brake. So when you back pedal, that acts as a brake. Don't ask me how that works, but it does. It is really cool. And obviously there's a front brake, which is really cool. And as I said, there used to be 7 speeds, but the Shimano cogs got all chewed up, and at the time we didn't have any money, and so the bloke, well, it wanted to fall over, didn't it? And now it has. But basically the fellow that repaired it said, well, it'll cost you 700 zlotys or something, which is like over £100, £170 or something, to fix it. And or you can just have a single speed. I'll pick the old deer up again. Up you come, mate. Let's wheel it to the more hardened surface. But yeah, said you can have just a single speed, which foolishly we agreed to, because quite frankly, that single speed gear is very stiff. It's not an easy bike to ride now. That's a fact, because it's got this sort of one gear. And as I said, we had to try and fiddle about with all this sort of like nonsense that's this 3-speed type thing. And I tried to fit it, and of course, fail, you know, green, fail. and so ultimately, no, it didn't work. But it is a lovely bike. It's what they call in Polish a Holanderska, a Dutch bike, which you use for streets, city use. You know, Jimmy likes the smell of it. But no, it's had good fun. I know that saddle looks like it's got a suspension, but it hasn't. That's just a cowling thing that's gone over it. And well, it says on there Egypt. Well, I always wanted to go to see the pyramids, but never did, and probably never will now at my age. But any time I'll ever be in a pyramid is buried with a bar of Toblerone, you know what I mean? Oh well, balls. But no, it's got some lovely gear on this bike. Very early bike, as I say, and the tyres are still hard, which is not more than I can say for myself. But no, it's a good bike, and it was, as I say, one of the first my wife. Well, I bought it for her second hand. She showed a keen interest in cycling, and her own bike was from childhood when we landed in Poland. So I thought, well, you know, let's get her another one. Anyway, gone on for 8 minutes nearly now. Thanks ever so much for watching, and you know as well as I do, if you've got this far, you're nuts, as nutty as I am. Cheers.